Today, I have a beauty haul. The things that you're gonna see today, a lot of this kind of came all at once and then it started to pile up because I was sick with a bad cold flu for several weeks. I'm still a little bit congested actually. So I just wasn't in the rhythm of unboxing and putting things away and all of that. I am dealing with natural light, so I'm sorry that it's gonna probably come in and out a little bit. I'll make sure to list and link everything below, and wherever there's, other content that I've done or I'm planning to do that elaborates further on some of this stuff, I'll make sure to reference that in the video, and then also make sure to link you down below to videos or how to sign up for Patreon. The one additional announcement that I have before we get started is that I made the decision to take down, delete, and the public-facing version of my podcast, Your Purpose is Beauty. I started it at the very, very tail end of 2019. The last episode that I had published publicly must have been in September of 2021, because I had my second baby in October of 2021, and then I went on a maternity leave. I moved to Kentucky, moved to Pittsburgh. A lot has been going on over the last 3 years, but I stopped putting out public episodes, but I have maintained doing one episode per month on Patreon. So I think I'm about to record episode 103. What I'm doing is I'm taking all of the archives, 1 to 70 that were on the public feed, and I am uploading them to Patreon so that the podcast will live on there. It is still an active podcast as I am still making new episodes. I do have a new public-facing podcast project in the works with a friend of mine, so stay tuned for that. But if you are on Patreon or looking to be on Patreon, I just have one tier, $20 a month, and it's all access to like all the podcast archives, all the video archives, past, present, future, all of it. Patreon has really stepped up their back end, like flexibility in organizing and selling content for creators. So they really, in the last year, have made huge strides. Yes, I did want to memorialize that Your Purpose is Beauty is off the air publicly, but will continue to live on in the L'Amour Patreon community. Announcements out of the way, let's get into the good stuff. Let's start with my Beauty Heroes order from, I believe this was the Labor Day sale. I think they were having 20% off site-wide. Okay, I got the Nini Organics Oatopia Cleansing Cream. I go through cleansers so quickly, so it's always a category of product that I am buying and testing and, getting through at a pretty good clip. This is gonna be a second cleanse. Since we're moving into fall and winter, I don't want a gel, even a gentle gel. I want more of like a milky, creamy type of cleanser. I am currently mostly using the Blissoma Herbal Gel Cleanser as my second cleanse, and I have to say it's not my favorite. It has a very strange, moist, damp smell that I'm not the biggest fan of. I much prefer the mild rice face cleanser from Blissoma. I do always like the Marie Veronique Gentle Gel Cleanser, and then I also do like the Ingredients Gentle Gel. Those are kind of the most gentle ones I've found. Other gel cleansers tend to border more on foaming, at least the ones that I've tried, and they can be a little stripping for me. I am also finishing up a bottle of the Laurel Support Cleanser, and I really enjoy it, but it's not gonna be for everybody because it kind of feels like washing your face with like a watery lotion. So it's a bit of an acquired taste, but I do really like that one as well. Probably try this tonight. There's also a Weleda cleanser that keeps being recommended to me by a friend. Ooh, it smells very nice. It's almost like a very light, milky vanilla almost, very mild. I love that the ingredient list is nice and short. I don't know, this just kind of spoke to me. I think Nini Organics makes really good quality products, even though a lot of them are a little bit active for me. I think that they're really nicely formulated and interesting and good. So I'm quite looking forward to that. Anima Mundi Coconut Cream Powder. I first tried this product when Beauty Heroes featured it in probably 2017. They were just getting into selling things like, supplements or wellness support type things. And I think they had just recently started carrying Anima Mundi. Some of you may remember. And the box, it was a limited edition one-off box you could buy. And it had the Curum elixir and like a love elixir maybe. There were 2 liquid elixirs and the coconut cream powder, and I really enjoyed the coconut cream powder. Excellent in coffee, matcha, chai, smoothies, juice, and beyond. Just a nice way to bulk up something, give some additional fat and nourishment. If I'm, you know, making a drink for my kids, they love to drink a hot chocolate. Tablespoon of this will just make it even more rich, and I feel like I can't give my kids enough rich food, and myself as well. Especially this time of year, I really like to load up on the fats, super important. And then I picked up the remaining 4 shades of the Wonder Blush Le Rouge lipstick. So I currently have one of these. I have the shade Grenadine, and I actually really thoroughly enjoy it a lot. This one. Recently, semi-recently, I did a lip swatch video of all of the tinted lip balms in Wonder Blush's range. By the way, Wonder Blush is definitely my favorite makeup of 2024. That's the year we're in, right? Undoubtedly will be in my best of beauty. I have all of the liquid eyeshadows. I have all of the tinted lip balms, and now I have all of the lipsticks. So I'm gonna do a lip swatch video of all of the lipsticks as well, but you can go watch the tinted lip balm while you wait for the lipstick one. So the shades are Magnolia, Cassis, Praline, and Clafouti. I'm not gonna take them all out and swatch them here, but I will be doing that during my weekly lives leading up to whenever I can get the swatch video filmed. So if you wanna see a preview, that's where you can do it. And then I think this was the Love More, the Pie Lightwork Rosehip Cleansing Oil, a nice little bottle of this. I have another one of these going, and I use it as an eye makeup remover, and it works really well for that. I don't particularly like this as an all-over first cleanse. In a pinch, yes, or travel, yes. It does emulsify, which is why it's not a preferred choice for me, but it does work very nicely as an eye makeup remover, especially because my favorite micellar water by Area Perez seems to have been discontinued, and I've been trying to find a replacement, really to no avail, which is a bit heartbreaking. Eye makeup remover works very well. Next, let's talk about Honor Earth Apothecary. I do have to preface this with saying that, well, A, this is one of my new favorite places to shop, in addition to Beauty Heroes, in addition to Ayla Beauty. I did a video, my July video on Patreon was all about my first time shopping at Honor Earth Apothecary. I did a screencast of placing my order, unboxing, doing a little bit of first impressions. So I have a whole other kind of Honor Earth Apothecary haul in my Patreon archives, but they were having an end of summer sale. A lot of people were having sales right around Labor Day. I think they also had 20% off. So I seized the moment to get a couple things, because after I placed that first order, I was like, man, there's other things I want and that I'm interested in. I got the Apis Apotheca Lunar Lymph Mask. This was the one outstanding product from this brand that I didn't have and hadn't tried, and I am going to be doing a brand review because I have all of the products from the brand. Most of them I purchased, but they did send me a small PR package as well. Initially, I think I thought that this was a powdered mask that you have to activate, but it's actually not. It's pre-mixed, which is, you know, golden. Pretty much the only way I will use a mask. My favorite mask over the summer and into the fall has been the Tidelands House. I want to call it Pot de Creme, but that's not the name of it. It's like it's a little mud mask, and it's just so good. It has marshmallow and I think go-to cola and seaweed, and oh, it's just such a nice skin reset, but quite excited to try this. I got 2 more products from the brand Koala Eco. This is a home cleaning product brand that they stock, and in my first order, I got the dish soap, which I'm currently using and loving, and the floor cleaning concentrate, which I also really love. I decided to try the natural hand wash. This is a nice large bottle, and the natural glass cleaner. I actually got the glass cleaner not because I necessarily need it, but I kind of wanted a product to clean the windows in my car because my kids make them so grubby on the inside. And so, you know, maybe I'll use it around the windows here too, or, you know, mirrors and whatnot. I say that I can use Branch Basics to clean my windows, but I kind of never do. And so maybe having a dedicated glass cleaner will inspire me to. And then I'm always trying new hand washes. Currently, I have Branch Basics hand wash in the kitchen and the downstairs powder room, And then upstairs I like to use, oh my God, why am I blanking on the brand? It's a foaming, Cosmetology foaming hand soaps. I'm not partial to a foaming hand soap, but I do like the Cosmetology ones. So yeah, this is a very nice brand, performs really well if you're used to using eco cleaning products. I mean, it's not like Dawn, right? But it's pretty good. I got another backup bottle of the Alexis Smart Kids First Aid Kit. I'm down to about half a bottle, or maybe even a third of a bottle of the kids version of the first aid kit. It had been sold out on Beauty Hero, so I'm like, you know what, I'll just get another bottle at 20% off. Great staple to have around if you have kids, if they're coming down with a cold, if they've, I don't know, had a bad day, fell off their bike, if they're recuperating from an illness, if they're experiencing a lot of big emotions. I mean, she has other kids remedies that are more targeted, but I just view this one, it's like a rescue remedy type of product, and my kids really like it. It has almost, I've tried it too, it has a little bit of like a light orangey citrus taste. My kids take salt homeopathy, gemmos, flower remedies, like ask for them, so I feel like I have to always have that around. I also got another bottle of tinctured mushrooms from this brand Forest Folk Fungi. This is the shiitake. They do a number of single mushroom tinctures and then also a bunch of blends. And I got the chaga in my first order and I've been loving that. I'm also taking tinctured reishi and tinctured lion's mane from Mythic Medicinals, another favorite brand of mine. But I love medicinal mushrooms. I really barely take any supplements anymore, except for ones that are food-based like mushrooms, liver, oysters, that kind of thing. And then I got a really nice sample of the Laurel Delicate Barrier. This must be a face oil, but wow, gorgeous color. Yeah, I'm excited to give that a go. Okay, this is just a single little one-off thing from, wow, who remembers this brand? I'm sure many of you. John Masters Organics, I mean, talk about so many memories. One of the first alternative hair care brands I got into. Spirit Beauty Lounge days, I found them at Whole Foods and tried so many products from them. I never ventured a ton into their skincare, but you know, I tried some of the body care, a lot of the hair care, and this is actually a hair care product that I have never forgotten, but I actually got it primarily to tame my kids' hair, but I also thought it would be nice to work through my ends because, you know, I'm always complaining about my curly hair. So this is the hair pomade. If you watch any of my old videos, you know, prior to 2018 about hair, I'm sure that I talked about this product because I just totally loved it. And wow, it still smells really good. You just take a little bit and you work it through your ends. Now, I have to say, the eco hair styling game has changed a lot. There's really wonderful, pretty innovative products now, like the Evolve H Wonder Balm, which I use and I think is fantastic. Their new hair oil, Evolve H's new hair oil, also really good. I've discovered brands like OA, by Officina Toscana, which has wonderful styling products. I don't know, there's just a ton to choose from. But look, I feel like even just that gave a little, you know, niceness. So I'm quite excited to have this back in my life. I had been meaning to order it forever. Okay, actually, let me talk about my Haut order and then we'll do Shen Blossom. This is going to be a standalone video, but I'll show you what I got here. I have been ordering from this Canadian makeup and wellness brand, I'll call it, called Haut Cacao Cosmetics, based in Canada. I kind of got into Haut, well, I've known about Haut for a very long time, but came back into my awareness right around the time I was really getting into Manasi. Then Joanne, the woman who runs this brand, started talking a lot about the demi makeup technique and it really spoke to me. So I started undertaking the pretty laborious process of trying to navigate this brand. It is complicated and not entirely user-friendly. I get lots of questions on this brand, which is why I'm going to be doing a detailed guide to navigating Haut Cosmetics. It was voted on by my Patreon community, so I'm doing that video for September. I end up ordering once to twice a year to restock. The products do have an expiration of about 12 months, and I have found that to be accurate. So I needed a new dewy cream. This is my favorite base, in addition to the molecular hydrogen and sugarcane serum. This is sort of like a tinted drops type of product. It doesn't really give coverage per se, but it gives almost like a filtered effect. I really like that a lot. But the dewy cream is my favorite for just adding coverage where I need it, which is very minimally, like through here, around my nose, on my chin. And then I end up using her correctors to do any sort of under eye work or spot concealing. To be honest with you, on a daily basis, I do not do that because I don't have time, but I always do under eye correcting with orange, peach, and pink. I ordered a fresh peach corrector because I use this every single day. I got a brand new fresh illuminating. This is my favorite shade for just adding some color to the contours and perimeter of my face. It's a perfect color for me. I believe this is my second or third one. So those were the only full sizes I got, and then I got some samples. I actually only got a sample of orange, this corrector shade, because here, where's my full size? This is the full size orange, which I'm still using, but I wanted a fresh one. But there's just, I use such a tiny amount. I figured I would just start buying samples and see how long they last me. And if you just buy samples, she has a nice inexpensive shipping option. I think it's like $4 if you're just ordering the little sample sizes. So I got a fresh orange, and honestly, this amount of product would probably last me 3 to 4 months. It's a way to ensure that your products are not going bad before you get through them, especially with something that you need just the teeniest amount for, but also is really essential. Like that orange completely knocks out the just sort of very dark blue purple discoloration in the inner part of my under eye. I got a couple of really fun punchy pinks, which I know this is so not the time of year for these shades, but again, not something I can elaborate on here, but this is the first year of my entire life that I feel melancholy over this season. Normally fall is like my season. It lights me up. I feel so happy and at peace and like I'm home. I'm gonna be doing, I think, a podcast on sort of some musings on that and fall appreciation while dealing with melancholy. So anyway, I haven't really been that into fall makeup, I have to be honest. I've been really liking these sort of punchy pink shades. This is the shade Peace. I think she just sent me this as a fun little sample to try. I did order the shade Dragonfruit, which is, whoa, so amazing. Really reminds me of Fuxine from Manasi. So pretty. Obsessed. I'm gonna be playing around with these tomorrow. I'm going live tomorrow and I'll play around with some of those shades. And then this is He's the One. So this is a shade I know, but I wanted to get just a sample and sort of play around with it. This is a good, really can be sheared out for a really nice everyday color. Kind of looks like Manasi Dianthus there. What else? I think the rest is just fun little samples that she sent me. The Cacao and Oat Balm Milk Cleanser. Quite excited to try that. Her Custom Nutrition Balm. What else? What is this? A sample of the cacao tea, which I actually do buy from her and really like a lot. And these are some aromatherapy samples, Copper Island, and let's see what this other one is. Ooh, wow, smells really nice. And Sparkling Hill. These must be a new product of hers. I'm not familiar at all. She has so many products across skincare, makeup, supplements, wellness supports, hair care, body care. I mean, there's so much to investigate on the website. I have tried certain skincare things, other things from the brand I use, and again, I'll just detail it all in this video that I'm gonna do that's probably gonna be like an hour long, honestly. Okay, that's Haute. Now, Shen Blossom. They were also having a bit of a Labor Day sale, and I just got a couple things. Their stuff comes packaged really nicely in the sense that it's very well protected like this. However, it is gonna be a little, oh no, came right off, okay. I would do well with some scissors, but, oh, got it. Okay, so I got a bottle of the Mediterranean Spice Blend. This is actually my second bottle of this. I've gone through an entire jar. It is fantastic. All of the spices that Shen Blossom does are wonderful. The Kukoshi comes in a big bag. It's like an all-purpose seasoning, and it's so good on like any kind of grilled meat or vegetable or fish, anything. Amazing. And I primarily use this on homemade sourdough crackers. I alternate it with a Bona Fortuna blend, the Mama Roses blend, I think, or Rosa. So good, and medicinal at the same time. Shen Blossom is one of the like last holdouts of a company that I have this like real implicit trust in. Like, I don't need to read reviews. I don't need to really hem and haw. If I feel like I need something, I'm gonna buy it, and I have this just trust that the product is gonna be so high quality, so well formulated, just impeccable integrity. I love this brand. I got another bottle of Heishou Wu, which is a classic Chinese herbal formula. Nourishes blood and strengthens the kidneys. It's known as an herb or formula that will reverse graying hair. So if you take Heishou Wu with black sesame butter, which Shen Blossom also sells, you may be able to forestall or reverse graying hair. I mean, no guarantees, right? But I feel really good on this. I've probably gone through 2, maybe 3 bottles in the past year. I just kind of felt like it was time for a re-up. Again, some of it is seasonal. In the summer, I don't really want to be doing all of that. But as we're getting into fall now, I'm like, okay, time to nourish the kidneys. Time to really bulk up for winter. It's just sort of an intuitive feel. Okay, we're almost done. This is kind of random, but I don't think I've shown it anywhere else. This was just from an old Credo order. A full-size bottle of the Ellis Brooklyn Isogamma Super Perfume. I think I got this when I was buying some mascara for my Test 5 New Mascaras video with me, which should already be up at the time you're seeing this one. It's very similar to Eccentric Molecule 01, which I've loved for many years. And I'm really a fragrance minimalist. I'm pretty picky. Someday I'll do a fragrance update video because I do have my favorites like Hermes, Ombre Narguillier, and Eccentric Molecule, and some eco things as well. The Infiore essences, you know the drill. Okay, the last couple things I have are actually PR, but I'll go ahead and show them. Ayla actually reached out and wanted to send me the Dara Kennedy line of products. It's the C Serum and the C Retinol. Yeah, so I think this does have retinaldehyde in it, so it's probably not a product that I'm going to use, but I'll test it for, you know, texture, scent, experience. And then the C Serum there's not really anything written on the box about them, so I'm sorry that I'm gonna sound sort of ignorant. Apply each morning and night on clean face, neck, chest. Follow with your favorite moisturizer or face oil. And then this is just a PM one because it's a retinol. Here's what the C Serum looks like. I think I maybe have tried this before. Oh no, I have not. It's kind of like a green cream. Smells nice. I'm looking forward to reading up a little bit more about that one. The retinol looks like this. So they're very, you know, beautifully designed. I like the bottles a lot. The screen printing is so pretty. I bet this is an oil. No, God, I don't know what I'm talking about. This is also an emulsion. Wow, look at that color. Can't really smell anything. I don't think it really has a scent. I think I'm smelling the serum underneath. Very fun. So those are available on Ayla's website, the Dara Kennedy line of products. And then the last thing is from our beloved brand Laurel. If you stay tuned, it's possible that I'm gonna have a L'Amour, special L'Amour code for when you shop directly through Laurel. Okay, they sent me the Herbalist collection. You see that? Wow, so pretty. This is a set of their compounds, which some of you may have tried. I believe there are 2 brand new compounds in this set. The rest, I think, have been, you know, on the market or part of the range. Conceptually, this reminds me, the closest thing it reminds me of is something like the Audacity line of little oil boosters. I don't even know if they still make those, but that was so novel at the time. I loved those little bottles. I used many of them and thoroughly enjoyed. Now, it's not exactly the same because these are not an oil. They're very, very liquid. It's basically like, the consistency is like water, but they're steeped with all kinds of herbs, right? Which is the one that I have used? I believe that I've used the fruit and flavonoid before. I bought this last year when I bought the limited edition Hydrating Sea Elixir. And I loved the elixir, but I really struggled with the compound because you really only are supposed to use a couple of drops at a time. They're not really meant for people that have very sensitive or reactive skin because they are so potent. Like, look at this color. So basically what you do is you take 1, 2, 3, 4 drops. Laurel's education around these is to take it in your hand and press it on to like bare skin, kind of as a serum step. Like, I'll put this on my neck right now. But what I found when I used it is I was like, I'm not used to this. It's so liquidy. I don't feel like it's doing anything. I want to use a lot more of it. I almost like because of the consistency, you want to use it like a toner. You want to kind of like saturate yourself in it, which obviously you're not supposed to do. So there is a bit of a learning curve around them. But I'm really excited to get to try the other ones because it's possible that the fruit and flavonoid was just not a great fit for me. Let me tell you what the other ones are. There's the Roots and Roses, Calendula and Oat. That one's calling to me. Fruit and flavonoid, that's the Soothe compound, by the way, the Calendula and Oat. That's why it sounds appealing to me because I do have somewhat sensitive skin. The Lymph compound is Clover and Conifer. The Brighten compound is Resin and Rhizome, and the Vitality compound is Wild Weeds. That one also sounds really good to me. These are the two that are jumping out to me, Calendula and Oat and Wild Weeds. So those are probably the ones I'm gonna sort of start with. It's funny, like I can feel a little tingle on my neck from putting that on there. So they're very strong, but there is this nice little educational brochure in here. I'm gonna read up on these. Definitely gonna do more content on this. I think maybe it deserves its own video. Like, what a great set. I feel like if they're selling this around the holidays, this would be such a nice gift for skincare lover in your life. Pretty excited about that. And I'm excited to give the compound another try because I think I kind of wrote it off prematurely. Okay, that's gonna do it for today. I do have a very small Ayla beauty order in transit. I got a Biofficina Toscana conditioner and a mug, which I know sounds kind of weird. It's like a mug that you can steep herbs in, which I wanted for my cacao tea, so I don't have to always just bust out my French press and clean it and all this jazz. And then I also have some PR coming from Momi. Momi is launching some new cream makeup, which I think people are gonna be very excited about. I'm super excited to try it. I wish it had gone here in time for me to show. You can always find me every week going live on Patreon. I will look forward to seeing you guys here on YouTube with, trying to think what would be coming up next. Probably the Wonder Blush lipstick swatch video, Apis Apotheca brand review, and if you have any requests for what you'd like to see before the end of the year, please send it my way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.